Good morning and welcome. I'm Marge, a Unity in Lynnwood prayer chaplain, and I welcome everybody that's here in this sacred space and all of you in sacred space online. So welcome to this time of meditation. We're here together to share the grace of Spirit. So I invite you to take a deep breath and let it out with a sigh. And get comfortable in your chair. Drop down into your heart and slow your breathing. Feel the energy and soothing presence that is here. Take the time now to pause and listen. Listen to the sounds of the sacredness of divine life that are all around us, our own sounds, and the sounds outside our bodies. Deep listening links us with each other, with our hearts, and with the flow of Spirit. Take this deep listening with you as you enter the sacred silence. Gently bring yourselves back into this space. Gently breathe in the truth of your being, your divine self, a being of divine light. Let your outer eyes open as you take with you this grace from this meditation. We know that divine grace and love greets and enfolds everyone here today, both inside our building and in our virtual congregation. And we bless and are grateful for everyone who serves today. We extend this blessing throughout our planet, especially where there is struggle and pain. We see you and we bless you. And so it is, and so it is. Good morning.
doesn't look the way I want it to look, I look again, 'cause I am. I trust all there is. I trust all there is. If it doesn't go the way I want it to go, I trust again, 'cause I am. I love all there is. I love all there is. If it doesn't feel the way I want it to feel, I love again, 'cause I am.
I'd like to invite us all into a time of opening prayer, a time of reflection. And if you feel comfortable doing so, I invite you to close your eyes and let's take a breath together. As we center ourselves in this present moment, let's consider together, wherever we are on our path, we are already home. I can be at home anywhere, amidst the joys and the challenges, in the light and shadows, in a state of simply being present. My unfolding journey is not just a means to an end, but a destination in itself. Each step, each experience contributes to the tapestry of my life, creating a home within my very existence. In the entirety of my life, every twist, every turn, I've received the gifts of new awareness, deeper insights, and the wisdom gained through timely learning. My life, a continual process of unfolding, has shaped the person I am today. Each chapter has prepared me for this now moment, this sacred space of new beginning, where fresh perspectives beckon and meaningful opportunities call. I appreciate the beauty of the road beneath my feet. I savor the lessons hidden in each turn. I find solace in the rhythm of my steps. As I travel through this life with an open heart and open arms, I find the warmth of home within myself and within my community. Today, I release barriers hindering my awareness of love's ever-present embrace. Today, I swing wide open the doors to life, to love, and the limitless possibilities that call my name. And so it is.
I love all there is. I love all there is. And if it doesn't feel the way I want it to feel, I love again, 'cause I Everyone, please stand and join together as we welcome and embrace each other.
Well, good morning. Hello, beloved souls. We extend a heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you here today. Whether you're joining us from the coziness of your own homes or you are here in our physical sanctuary, I am so glad that we can share this time together today. And I'm also always so thankful for the music that we have here in this place. A special shout out to our drummer, Scotty, to our bassist, Chris, and a special welcome back to Unity to our amazing guest musician, Becca Palm. Well done. Good stuff. My name is Ken Urie, and I am so glad to be your welcome host today and to share this time together with you. What I want you to know, what we all want you to know, is that you are the luminous light that fills our collective space. And our simple encouragement to you is to shine. That's it. Within these walls, your presence is not only acknowledged, but it is celebrated. Your experiences, your story, and your very existence contribute to our shared journey. Regardless of your background, your traditions, your orientation, or your affiliations, you are not just welcome. You are the cherished gift that enhances the very fabric of our identity. This morning, our hope, indeed our aspiration, is that you feel the warmth of acceptance and the embrace of love in this presence. Welcome home to Unity.
I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you, and so it is. I see the child in you. I see the sweetness in you. I see the softness in you, and so it is. I can see it, it's right here before me. I can feel it deep in my soul. I just know it. You are an angel, you're full of magic and power and pure sweet love. I see the goodness in you, I see the wisdom in you, I see the strength in you, and so it is. I see the joy that's in you, I see your light shining through, I see the love that's in you, and so it is. I can see it, it's right here before me. I can feel it, I feel it deep in my soul. I just know it. You are an angel, you're full of magic and power and pure sweet love. That's it. I can see it, it's right here before me. I can feel it deep in my soul. I just know it. You are an angel, you're full of magic and power and pure sweet love. I see the grace that's in you, I see the courage in you, I see the heart, and so it is. I see the beauty in you, I see the power in you, I see the greatness in you, and so it is. I see the child in you, I see the sweetness in you, the softness in you, I see the goodness in you. I hope you see it in me too. The wisdom in you, I see the strength in you, and all the joy that's in you. I see your light shining through, I see your light shining through, and so it is, and so it is, and so it is.
Oh my gosh, do you feel like you've been to church yet? Thank you so much, Becca, Scott, Chris, Ken. That was awesome. Hello, hello, good morning. Let me get in my right and proper place here. I am so joyful to be able to serve with these wonderful people, with you all here, such talent, such a community. Good morning. Whether you're in our physical sanctuary or joining us online, hello. My name is Elizabeth Nachman, and I'll be taking you on a tour of the psycho-spiritual universe this morning. So cue the Star Trek theme here. Anyway, you will participate in creating your own destiny this morning, so buckle up. I hope that sounds like fun. Dr. Richard often takes this time to express his gratitude for all of you who are here today, and I would like to do the same. As I look at every face in this audience, and I feel all of you online, I just want to tell you that my heart bursts with joy that we get to do this together, because the spiritual journey is definitely one best taken with fellow travelers, and I'm honored that you are all here today so we can do it together. Speaking of our online audience, I want to extend a very special welcome to the scrolling list of people who are joining us this morning. Please make sure you let our online host, Callee, let us know your name and where you are. And I see Dr. Richard and Matthew are joining us from Puerto Vallarta. No pressure. Oh, my goodness. Thanks a lot, guys. I invite you all who are here in the sanctuary with us this morning to turn to this camera over here that the beautiful Walayn is masterfully engineering and say after me, "We see you." We see you. We love that you're here. We love that you're here. And we welcome you. Awesome. Well, here at Unity in Lynnwood, we have a very simple mission statement: practical spirituality, welcoming community. I hope you feel that already. It's important, though, that even though we say this every week, we don't take this for granted. We want you to feel that. And if you don't, if for some reason you don't, see me after service, see Ken, and let us know how we can do a better job. Every week, we like to support this mission statement with one of our 7 guiding principles that were developed back in 2014, and we just added 2 recently. This week, though, we're focusing on number 2, and it reads as follows: We seek to discover and share spiritual practices which are repeatable and reliable, and to infuse these spiritual practices in every area of our daily living. And you're going to get a chance to practice that today. Isn't that fun? Words of invocation. And I invite you to feel free to engage with them however you like, whether you just want to let them wash over you, or whisper them, or say them out loud as you can. I invite you to join me. Though imaged and named variously, there is a singular and eternal ground of being from which all life emanates and into which all life retreats. We choose to call this ground of being God. By extension, we come to understand that we are spiritual in nature, human in expression, and limitless in potential. To remember such truths, to celebrate our unity, and to honor all life. That about sums it up. So I'm guessing here, it's safe to say that if you are here this morning, at some point in life, you may have pondered the big questions, like, who am I? Why am I here? You've probably had the feeling that there is something bigger than yourself, something larger, believe it or not, than a pint of Ben & Jerry's Cherry Garcia or the next episode of Only Murders in the Building, a little more important. I started thinking about these questions as a young teen, reflecting on my own image in the mirror and wondering, as I looked into my own eyes, what is inside of me beyond this bag of flesh and hair and bones and, even then, really nice shoes. But anyway, I digress. In my 20s, I remember trying to meditate to the words, "Be still and know that I am God." But truthfully, I had no idea what that really meant. I'm sure your journey has had its fits and starts and dark alleys and dead ends, as all of ours have, but somehow we ended up here at Unity in Lynnwood today, looking at these questions and more every week. I still sometimes persist in the cockamamie notion that there will be some point at which I will arrive at my spiritual goal, having met all the requirements to become enlightened. Sort of like a spiritual driver's license. Yeah, usually I realize quickly what a load of nonsense that is and continue valiantly on the journey, recognizing that it's the exploration and practice that really matter. In his book, A Life of Meaning, Relocating Your Center of Spiritual Gravity, Dr. James Hollis recounts telling people in his psychotherapy practice, "This is not about curing you because you're not a disease, you're a process." And I just love that as inspiration. Well, okay, sounds good, but how do we do it? Any road that leads you towards growth is bound to be rocky and full of life's pratfalls. And how do we even notice, never mind change, the patterns that have been with us for 20, 30, or even more years? I ask myself, what gets in the way of my shedding the behaviors and reactions that are limiting me in becoming my best self? How does that intersection of psychological growth mesh with my goals to stay on my spiritual path? Is there even a relationship? I would argue that there most definitely is. Unfortunately, I'm in good company with Hollis, who lays the groundwork for how to stay focused on moving that spiritual center to its optimal place. He was led to embrace the paradox that, and I quote, "Our home is our spiritual, psychological journey of maturation." In short, Ken said this before, our journey is our home. And when we recognize that, we can be home anywhere as long as we're present to that journey. However, for many of us, the devil, and by devil, in Unity, we really mean any thought that keeps us from the truth, from our truth. That devil tends to be fear. Hollis suggests that it matters most that our life not be governed by fear. He goes on to say that while we certainly can't avoid fear, it's only through living that risk of fear that we can get a larger life. To take it a step further, Hollis cites Carl Jung in saying that only boldness can deliver us from fear. And if we don't take the risk of overcoming these fears, our lives become rote and reactionary, my words, and maybe dull at best or dangerous at worst. Hollis describes the force that keeps us stuck in fear as the shadow, which he says is often formed as a result of our defenses against what brings us anxiety. Let that sink in for a second. And tell me this doesn't resonate with you. He says, Hollis does, our sense of self is slowly built from our earliest life. Our earliest encounters, repeated and reinforced, corrected and altered and ratified by our environmental pressures. Over time, it takes on the status of an operational personality, semi-autonomous, reflexively triggered, and driven by the adaptive strategies of the past. But is it our life, the one intended for us by the gods? How do we step in front of that shadow and give it a run for its money? What patterns of behavior are we exhibiting that are really reactions to something that happened to us when we were probably very small? For example, a story. When I was about 3 or 4, my parents put me to bed. I was an only child at the time, and decided to go across our suburban street to a neighbor's house, likely for a cocktail, given the decade. I woke up, and when I realized they were gone, naturally, I started crying and screaming. I was terrified my parents were gone. Apparently, I woke up a neighbor, and she came over and tried to comfort me and calm my distress, but you know what? The damage was already done, setting me up for maybe abandonment issues later on. What fun. Now, this is a seemingly minor infraction, and I'm sure many of you have experienced much more serious traumas in your life. But these traumas can continue subconsciously to haunt us. And haunt us they do, informing behaviors and emotional reactions in seemingly insidious ways. They can keep us from living our best life, whether you're talking about your mental health or your spiritual journey. Underneath all of this, we can ask the question, can I truly know where my decisions are coming from? With all the messages and baggage we bring into this world, and Don Miguel Ruiz, the Four Agreements, calls this the domestication of humans, we don't really know without looking very carefully why we do what we do. As Hollis says, the problem with the unconscious is that it's unconscious. Yeah. So the shadow shows up in many different forms and in places where we least expect it. There are many ways to tune into what your subconscious might be telling you if you are willing to listen. So, what do we do along the way of this journey? How do we keep our vehicle in shape for this joyride? What things can I actually do, and by the way, unity principle number 5, to do something, to keep my instrument in tune? What things are keeping me from living my best Christ-like life? Several weeks ago, some of you may have participated in our white stone ceremony, where we contemplated what our word for the year would be, our aspirational, kind of motivational mantra for the year. And I'd like to give you some tools today to maybe keep that momentum going and bring that word really to fruition. What does unity offer us in terms of dancing with and perhaps diminishing our shadow self? Well, first, let's start with meditation in its most basic form. If you commit to spending time in the silence each day, paying attention to your breath, noticing when you get distracted, and bringing yourself back to your breath, you will train yourself to notice what's going on emotionally and pay attention. Guaranteed, money back guarantee, that will happen. For example, if your partner is distressed about something that has absolutely nothing to do with you, you might be able to notice what feelings are arising, and instead of responding as the hurt 6-year-old terrified of her mother's anger, you might choose a different reaction, which over time can create new neural pathways, which, believe it or not, is a really, really happy thing. This will also diminish your shadow's hold over you, because over time, it allows you to choose how you're going to react, how you're going to respond, rather than just a knee-jerk reaction. This works especially well in challenging situations when you might be triggered. Another tool you can use is affirmative prayer. Now, prayer may be one of those words for some of you that makes you go running for the hills. But here in Unity, our method does not involve beseeching the Santa God to intercede on your behalf and magically convince your grandson to go back to college or something. What affirmative prayer does do is help you to see the truth of your grandson as a whole, smart, capable soul who can do anything he sets his mind to. And it can offer you the sense of peace to live with whatever is the current decision without fighting with your shadow that says, college is absolutely necessary for success in this world, you know? And finally, bring on Unity's 12 powers. These are the aspects of ourselves that we have access to all the time, and can bring them to bear on whatever challenging situation you may find yourself in. For example, suppose your white stone word for the year was health, and you need support in creating a healthy lifestyle that will promote that. starting with the power of one of my personal favorites, elimination, or for the delicate, renunciation. You may remind yourself that you have the power to release, remove, deny, say no, and let go of behaviors that keep you from achieving your healthiest lifestyle possible. And that's just one power. There are 11 others that you can draw upon. So it's very, very rich. So I would like to engage with you in a little exercise that I'll warn you up front might elicit some feelings, but I won't just leave you there after that. So this exercise will help you consider and reflect on your personal shadow and how you might make friends with it. It might jumpstart you a little bit to start thinking about how you can bring this shadow out into the open. So if you're joining us online, I invite you to scramble and get a piece of paper and a pencil. Doesn't happen to be anything fancy. And then when you entered this morning, you should have gotten a little index card. If you don't have one, raise your hand and Michelle will pass one out. And there also are pens, should be pens in the seat pocket in front of you. Hopefully yours works. If not, you can grab another one. Thank you. Everybody good? Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to give you a little time as we move through this, but I invite you before we begin, just kind of settle into your chair. If you feel comfortable, maybe close your eyes for a moment. Just take a couple of breaths and just sort of let your body relax. You're here, you're breathing, it's joyful. And so, our first question, of your many virtues, and I'm sure you have many, many characteristics that you think are good about you, write down 2 or 3. Examples might be kindness or honesty, anything that you think you naturally bring to the world. We'll give you a minute or so to do that. Just 2 or 3. I think some of you have a lot. Okay, so as you look, question number 2, as you look at these virtues, I would like you to think about what is the opposite of each of those virtues. So for example, if you wrote down kindness, the opposite might be cruelty or even apathy. So just look at those words and come up with their opposite. And if you just do one, that's fine, because we're going to just identify one for question number 3. So now it gets a little tricky. If you've done more than one word and an opposite pairing, just pick one, the one that resonates with you most. And I want you to bring to mind an occasion when practicing that virtue may have brought harm to you or someone else. So for example, if you chose honesty, maybe your honesty kind of backfired on you one day. So just think of that and maybe jot down a word or 2 about what that situation was. Those of us who have been parents probably find this part particularly easy. And the last question, it's a little bit similar to the one we just did, but in this case, I want you to identify an occasion when the opposite of this virtue actually turned up in your life. So for the kindness example, was there a time when you were clearly not kind, not nice? And anybody who's ever driven a car in Seattle can probably relate to that. So on the surface, this exercise seems pretty simple, although admittedly a little more challenging as we move through this. This is from Hollis's book, by the way. But usually a couple of things happen. First, your ego might say something like, whoa, wait a minute, wait just a minute. I am a good, kind person, and now you're telling me what? So then the ego might realize that maybe you're not quite prepared to see all the consequences of your actions. As Hollis says, just by being here, sucking oxygen, consuming energy, we do bring harm to this world, not because we're bad people, but because we're human people. Isn't it time we forgive ourselves simply for being human? Isn't it time we let go of the notion that anyone died for our sins? Maybe it's time that we recognize what really matters and honor our ability to have awareness and do something about the things that we don't like about ourselves. If this is the way home, and the way home is the way, then our map is here before us. So I hope maybe you can reflect on that during the week and maybe do a little more exploration and see where some of these patterns might show up in your life. But now, since you just did a little bit of hard work, I'd like to take a little time to honor ourselves with a little meditation. Feel some peace, feel some release. So just put your cards down, put your pens down, and just settle in to wherever you are. I invite you again, if you're comfortable, just to close your eyes, to shut out any distractions, and just breathe gently. Breathe however it feels good to breathe. Just notice how that feels. Let your body be your guide and relax into what it wants. Feel as comfortable as you possibly can in your body, letting every muscle become heavy and peaceful. See yourself sitting quietly in a place that you love, perhaps a forest clearing, a meadow filled with wildflowers, by a calm lake. As you settle into the easiness of the breath, I want you to bring to mind an image of yourself at a very young age. If you can see yourself at 3, that's awesome. But any age is just fine. Let that image appear easily. What are you wearing? Where are you? As this image of yourself as a child becomes clearer, you might smile. When this child sees you, they smile back and start to approach you. As they do, you invite them to sit down next to you. Perhaps the child climbs into your lap. Imagine yourself cuddling up against this child and holding them gently. Let yourself feel an outpouring of love towards this young you, this little version of you. Sit together quietly for a moment, taking in the scenery around you. See if there's anything you want to say to this little child. Perhaps, I see you, or I love you, or I will always take care of you. Feel those words as you say them. Let them sink in. As we close this time of meditation together, notice yourself breathing with this child and feel the closeness and love that you have for them. Take this tender love out with you into this new week. And so it is.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I know I speak for all of us. We so appreciate you. So good. Thank you. I don't know what you all said to your younger self, but that was a powerful image for me. And I just simply said, you be you. It's going to be okay. So that felt good. Yeah. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you who consistently invests in unity in Lynnwood through your gifts of service, creative ideas, and regular financial contributions. Your dedication is the heartbeat of our community. In the words of Winston Churchill, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. Your generosity is not merely a transaction to unity in Lynnwood. It's a transformative force that flows through our spiritual home. As your financial gifts are received and shared, they ripple outward, shaping the experiences of those who are present here today and those who will join us in the future. Lives are touched, hearts are opened, and the full life-giving potential of this ministry unfolds through your kindness. On your screen, you'll see various giving options. If you seek more information about Unity in Lynnwood's regular giving, plan giving, or legacy giving programs, please reach out to Dr. Richard directly. And to our cherished Givers Circle members, a special thank you for your ongoing support. Thank you, everyone, for the profound impact of your gifts. And now, please join me in the affirmation as it appears on your screen. I give freely and fearlessly, fulfilling the law of giving and receiving.
Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say,
Well, I have a few announcements of things happening around here that I want to share with you. But before I do that, I want to let you know that if you are new or newer, we have a special gift to you, a special edition of the Daily Word. This is a Unity Worldwide publication and this Daily Word is actually celebrating its 100th anniversary this year. It's full of daily inspirations and encouragements, and that's a gift for you today if you are new or newer. And so with that, if you are new today, could you just put your hand in the air and we'll give you a round of applause? Anyone visiting us for the first time? Doesn't look like anyone in here, but there may be someone online who's joining us for the first time. So, for you, welcome, and for those on their way, welcome. And if you are newer and haven't picked up your copy of the Daily Word, just come back to the Welcome and Information Station at the back of the sanctuary after service. I'd be glad to give you one. Or you can see Marion in our Soul Things bookstore and gift shop, and she would be glad to give you a copy as well. And if you're interested in the subscription, you can sign up for one there as well. So invitations, please register for all events by visiting the calendar page at our website, unityinlynnwood.org. And if you have a compliment or a comment, please write, "We listen" at unityinlynnwood.org. We are here for you. Third Sundays, which is today, are Givers Circle Sundays. And as you'd imagine, consistent financial support provides helpful data to our Board of Trustees. Please click the repeat box on any of our giving platforms or complete a Givers Circle brochure as you leave, and you can leave that with us. And for all gifts given, we are so ever thankful. Please consider the offerings of UIL's small group ministries and interfaith ministries as they appear on your screen. And please note the addition of a monthly men's group meeting facilitated by Glenn Moritz. Thank you, Glenn. Appreciate it. Finally, our annual financials meeting next Sunday, January 28th, 12:30 p.m. UIL's Board of Trustees invites you to attend. All are welcome to join in this presentation of UIL's 2023 fiscal performance and current position and 2024 budget.
You'll also notice that there's a basics Unity class starting, I think it said February 4th? Yes. So if you're curious, when I said before about Unity Principle number 5 being doing, aren't you curious about what the first 4 are? You can find out if you take that class. And it's going to be amazing. Before we close out today, I want to let you know that as always, at every service, we offer lovely and brilliant prayer chaplains who are here today to meet with you after service. Perhaps some things came up for you today during service, maybe. And you might like to have a time with a prayer chaplain to sort of sit with that, work that through. Let them support you. Let your prayer chaplains be there for you. I think sometimes we forget that they're not just there for when we have a crisis or when someone's sick, but they're there to help you kind of manifest your spiritual dreams, and they do such a good job at it. So I encourage you to reach out to prayer chaplains regardless, and they'll be with you every step of the way. So if you're online and you would like to meet with a prayer chaplain, please send an email to prayer@unityinlynnwood.org and do include your phone number so they can call you, your phone number, actually. And someone will call you back from typically an anonymous number in an hour or so. If you're here in our sanctuary, please come up and meet the prayer chaplains in this general vicinity after service. And for those prayer chaplains in service, could you just identify yourselves today? A little wave, a little stand up. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So I appreciate you all being here today, and I invite you, we'll close today with the same discipline with which we began. I will call it prayer, but if that word stumbles you up a little bit, call it whatever you want. Just take a breath. Feel that breath warming your heart. See if you can notice how that opens you up. Breathe into that love and give yourself permission Give yourself permission to be okay with being on this path, wherever you are, for choosing to give your life depth and meaning. Acknowledge how challenging this can be, and recognize how good it feels to be right here, right now. And now we will end, as we always do, with sung words of blessing and sung words of farewell.
May the peace of God surround you as you go along your way. May the joy of life flow through you as you work and as you play. And may the light of who you are shine through in all you do. May the love we share today belong with you. May the love we share today belong with you.